In this problem, we need to resolve the given rational fraction into partial fractions. Let's begin. So we will break it down into some partial fractions. So here we are given 3x plus 1 divided by the factors. We have 2x minus 1 and the factor x plus 2 that's repeated twice. So that means we can break it down into three partial fractions. So the first partial fraction will be a over 2x minus 1 plus the second partial fraction will be b divided by x plus 2, which will be one of the factors from x plus 2 whole squared, and the third partial fraction will be c over x plus 2 whole square. We're going to label this as equation number 1. Our task will be to calculate the value of a, b and c. These are the three constants. First, what we'll do, we'll multiply throughout with the denominator of the rational fraction. So we have 3x plus 1 equals to x plus 2 whole squared multiplied to a, plus the second term will be 2x minus 1 multiplied to x plus 2 times b, plus the third term, that will be 2x minus 1 multiplied to c. We're going to label this as equation number 2. We'll come back to equation number 2. Now to begin with, what we can do, we can use a method which is known as the cover-up method. So using the cover-up method, we can easily obtain the value of the constant a and constant c. But we cannot obtain the value of b here. That's because if we look at the denominator of the first partial fraction, so here we have 2x minus 1. That factor is present in the rational fraction. So we have 2x minus 1. Similarly, if we consider the third partial fraction, the denominator x plus 2 whole squared, that factor is also present. We can find out the value of the constant c using the cover-up method as well, because if we consider its denominator x plus 2 whole squared, so that factor is also present in the rational fraction. However, if we look at our second partial fraction, the denominator is x plus 2. We have only one of the factors x plus 2 present. We need actually the complete factors. So here, what does the cover-up method tells us? So to find out a, all we have to do is take the rational fraction 3x plus 1 divide by x plus 2 whole squared. All we have done is cover up the factor 2x minus 1. Now, what we have done, we have considered 2x minus 1. We have covered it up, so we're going to equate it to 0. And when we equate it to 0, that gives us the value of x, which is 1 over 2. Now what we'll do, we'll substitute the value of x with 1 over 2 to find out the value of a. So we have 3 over 2 plus 1 divided by, we have half plus 2 whole squared. So that's going to give us 5 over 2 in the numerator divided by 5 over 2 whole squared in the denominator. So this solving gives us 2 over 5. Now that we have the value of a constant a, we can also use the cover-up method to find out the value of c. To find out the value of c, we take the rational fraction tx plus 1 divided by 2x minus 1 and we cover up the factor x plus 2 whole squared. Meaning we have to consider x plus 2 whole squared and equate it to 0. So solving for x, we get x equals to negative 2. So we're going to substitute this value. We're going to get 3 times negative 2 plus 1 divided by 2 times negative 2 minus 1, which will be equals to, so 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 1 will be negative 5. Then in the denominator, we have 2 times negative 2, so that's negative 4. Negative 4 minus 1 will be negative 5. So c value comes out as 1. So we have obtained the value of our constant a and c. Now what we'll do? Now again going back to equation number 2. So equation 2, clearly we can see here that it's an equation with an identity in x. So we're going to take some values here. So let's take x to be equals to 0. So if we take x to be equals to 0 and substitute it back into equation, so we have 3 times 0 plus 1, that will be equals to, we have 0 plus 2, so we have 2 squared, which is 4 times a plus 2 times 0, so 0 minus 1 times 0 plus 2 times b plus 0 minus 1 times c. So let's check out what the value comes out to be. So we have 3 times 0, that's 0. So we have 1 equals to 4a minus 2b minus c. So we'll substitute this value of a and c. We have already obtained those values. We have 4 multiplied to a, which is 2 over 5, minus 2b minus 1. Fine. So let's now solve this for the value of b. So 1 will be equals to 8 over 5 minus 2b minus 1. So 2b, that will be equals to 8 over 5 minus 2. The 2b, that's equals to negative 2 over 5, and that comes out to be as negative 1 over 5. So we obtained the value of a. So a came out to be 2 over 5, c came out to be positive 1, and b came out to be negative 5. So we can substitute this into our equation number 1. Thus we finally get the answer 3x plus 1 divided by 2x minus 1 multiplied to x plus 2 whole square. So our a value, that's 2 over 5. So we have 5 multiplied to 2x minus 1. Then the second partial fraction will be, we have b over x plus 2. So b is replaced with negative 1 over 5. So we have negative 1 over 5 times x plus 2. And finally, the third partial fraction will be 1 over x plus 2 whole square. So this is the required answer. So we have successfully split the given rational fraction into 3 partial fractions.